Hello and welcome one more time to Product Notes. We're here one more day. And of course, with Tomas. How are you, Tomas? How are you doing?
I'm great, Mario. How are you?
I'm good. So I'm very happy to be today here because we have one of guests that we were waiting for quite a time. He used to work at Wix and now he doesn't because he started his own company. We will talk with Dovydas. How are you doing?
Hello, I'm good. Pleasure to be here.
Yeah, so you were at Wix for a couple of years. We worked together. And when we were discussing this year that we wanted to bring some outside guests to the podcast, we thought that why not someone that used to work with us and now is starting his own company. And we want today to talk a bit about what make you make this decision, what is the problems that you have with creating a new startup in Lithuania, how is the environment around the country, and many more questions. But maybe we can start with our traditional blitz questions. What do you say?
Yeah, sure.
Ready? Sure. Okay, let's go.
Let's go.
Okay, what's your current title in your startup?
I'm a co-founder and CPO.
CPO, okay. And what do you actually do?
A lot, but by bit. Some of the product management. I'm actively involved into product design, marketing, social media, account management, onboarding new clients. So a lot of a bit, and sometimes even the customer support.
So everything, basically. Yeah, classic startup.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's the name of your startup?
Greet.
Can we call it still a startup?
Yeah, for sure.
Yes. Okay. How many people work at Greet?
7.
7 people.
Yeah.
All of them are co-founders, or you hire people after?
There are 4 co-founders, including me, and then there are 3 additional people that joined Greet.
Okay. So you have 7 people, you already have employees. Are you working from home or working from office company?
From office, fully, every day.
It's a startup every day, time to work like from 5 a.m. until 7 p.m. or?
No, like it was in the beginning, we were working a lot, but now like it's getting a bit calmer. Like we're getting like our base of the clients. So like now we are trying to focus more on productivity. And like it's usual work hours, like it's from 9 till 7.
9 till 7.
Or 6. Like
that's not maybe it's usual for a startup, so no?
Yeah.
5 till 9. Okay, perfect. So what's the happiest moment you had so far at Greet?
When we signed our first big client, and then the second one I would say is when we moved to our new office. It was recently, so I'm pretty happy about that.
And what is the saddest moment so far?
When we had to let our first big client.
So you already had to leave one client
like
out.
we lost it for the competitor, so it was that time. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I have a few yes or no questions very quickly as well. Like when since you saw, both corporate, let's say, world and a bigger company and a startup world, like the statement that startups are a lot harder than non-startups, yes or no?
No.
No?
No.
Okay. And the next one, since we are, product notes, which is often about product management, there is often the statement heard, and there are a lot of discussions. I want to hear your opinion again, yes or no. The statement is PM is a CEO of a product.
Yes.
Cool. So maybe we can start about getting to know a bit more about Greet, what make you do. So when did you decide that this was an opportunity? Maybe we can start even about what Greet does.
So basically, Greet is about payment solutions for the restaurants to help them to be more efficient and to serve a better experience for their guests. So basically, we have 5 products, and quickly about them. So one of them is like that the guest can pay his table's bill via QR code with his smartphone. Another one is that he can make the order that goes directly to the POS machine in the restaurant. And the third one is that you can check the digital menu via QR code. Fourth one is that you can leave tips directly to the waiter with the smartphone. And the fifth one that we recently released is the self-service kiosks and terminals that you can go there, put the things to your order, and then you can pay by your card. So these are the 5 products that we currently have.
Which one was the first one?
The first one was Greet Pay. That is like that you can pay your table's bill with your smartphone.
Okay.
Yeah. And now it's the most popular one.
Okay. So when did you see this opportunity? Because I remember last time when we were starting the podcast.
Sorry, like I confused like a bit. It's like it wasn't the first one. Because now I remember that we started with the cure menu solution.
Cure menu,
because we were thinking of like how we should start it, because you cannot expect the restaurant owners would like give you his payments and all his money because you don't have any experience working in the restaurants. So we thought of that maybe we should start with the cure menu solution, just to get to know to the market, just get to know the restaurant owners, and they will get us to know. So like we want to get our reputation. And once we got the first clients there, we got around 70 clients. Then we moved to the Greet Pay solution that you can pay your tables bill with the phone.
Okay, clear. So when did you see this as an opportunity?
So basically it was kind of random. We were sitting with Arnoldas in the restaurant, and we thought of that the experience in the restaurant could be way smoother, because like during that time we had to wait around 20 minutes to get just the bill and maybe to get another drink. So like it was kind of slow, and we thought of that it was around Corona time, I think. And we saw that QR codes are everywhere. Restaurants are starting to use QR menu solution. And we thought of that, why not to put payments there or maybe the ability to make the order, that you don't need to wait a waiter. And this is how we got an idea.
Dovydas, at the same time, if we think many of us have a lot of ideas how to improve something, in different circumstances. And this was one of them for you, but like still, to make this jump, like, from a pretty convenient life that you have, a good role that you have at a company, like, and to go into complete discomfort, like, what else was there? Like, why did you do that? Why specifically this, problem, this opportunity?
Because I really believe, and I still believe, that it could be, it's like a big opportunity, and like the market is very big, and there are a lot of things what you can do. So, like, the belief that it can be a really big product, like, made me to make the decision to get out of the big company. And like, also the thing is that I think the timing is important, because me and Arnoldas and Edvinas and Linas, the co-founders, like, we weren't that young. We had already experience working in the big companies, and we have the experience to build products. So like, it was a way easier to make this decision, because we know how to do that. Like, at least we thought of. So it was easier because you believe in yourself and you believe that you can make a good thing. So.
Did all four of you like simultaneously said, yeah, let's do it, sure? Nobody had doubts?
No. No.
How long it took you from the idea till the moment that you decided to quit your jobs and dedicated full time to?
I think it was around like more or less half a year. Because we were working on weekends, and during the weekends we did our first version of our product, and we started selling it. So we already got the traction. So it was not like that we don't have anything and we quit our jobs just to pursue this dream. No, like, first we got our first clients, and as I mentioned, it was around 60 or 70 clients. And only that, then when we saw that we have to move faster in order to survive and in order to compete with the competition, so we have to quit our jobs. And this was the only decision, like, at that time.
Was it a difficult decision to make? Because you're having a stream of income, right? A company is paying you every first, second, or whatever day of the month. Yeah. You get the salary in your bank account. You have, you don't have family. Any of you has any family, right? No kids. So kind of
no kids.
No attachment to that. But was it any difficult to make this decision?
Yeah, for sure. It was a bit of stressful decision, because you don't know what will happen and if you will have a job after some time. But like, we all got a bit of savings, so we thought of that, like, if not now, like, when. So yeah.
Did you take anything specifically from your time at Wix that you are now applying?
Yeah,
in your
like
startup?
A lot. I think the reason why some of the things maybe now are doing good in Greet, in a product part, is mainly because I got a lot of good experience in Wix. especially about how to run the product, about the product design, about how the experience should be crafted.
And what you didn't take from Wix because you say, okay, this we don't like it. We are going to do it differently.
We don't have dependencies.
so no big corporation, right?
Yeah. So yeah, like I took a lot, like mainly about the strategy, about how to plan things, about how to run development cycles, about like a lot. So I'm applying everything and analysis. Maybe we don't have such a fancy tools to analyze or maybe to run A/B tests, but like at least I have an idea, or maybe we are doing a bit in a different way, like kind of cheaper way, but like we're still doing. I know that it's important and can help answer some of the questions. So not always we have time for those things, but for the important features and the releases, we do all those things, and like it's helping a lot. So
I want to better understand, like, what are the differences. So let's say, for example, in a classical, let's say, product management, let's say you do user voice. Do you still do that?
User what?
Voice. Like, do you go speak to your customers? Do you encourage other peers of yours to do that?
Yeah, for sure. We do that. Like, and this is the, like, how do I see product development is that, like, you need to launch something really quickly, if that's possible, and then you need to iterate according to the user feedback that you get from the users that are actually using your product, because you always think that you know how the product should behave and how it should act, but like it's totally different when you see how your users are using the product. So we always do that, especially with as I mentioned, like with the big releases. So we constantly need to talk with the users, and we are doing that, and like encourage other people in the team also to do that. Like we have a good tradition that we are rotating customer support in our team, so everybody has a chance to talk with the users, to feel their pain. And like there were many times when the developers of the team are coming on Monday after the weekend, being in support and saying like, we have to fix this issue, but like, 'cause it's a big pain for our users, and like it's a good and like it's creating an like an intent for the teammates, like to move on the things and to solve them.
You mentioned
for the users.
Very interesting two words combination: launch quickly. Whenever I talk to someone from startup environment, like it's not even a question. Everyone says you need to launch quickly, you need to iterate fast on. Actually, even when we did our interview with Ronnie,
yes,
SVP of Wix, he also said you need to launch quickly, move, iterate fast.
Yeah.
But when you're in a corporation, it's a bit more difficult to say that, because things are already there. Like you have revenue, so on. Like, from your experience, why do you need to launch quickly? Because at the same time, for sure you can meet other people who will say, yeah, but if you will launch quickly, what about quality? Will you launch the right thing? What's your take on this?
The thing is that if you don't launch quickly, then it means that maybe you're working on things that are not relevant to the product that you're going to release. So like I made this mistake like with the team many times, even though we were thinking that for sure this is the way how it should act and this is the way how it should work, but like after some time we see that it's not. So maybe we spend this time working on the things that are not relevant. So like I believe that like you're just not wasting your time on working things that are like not true.
But you're working on a product. You said the most important product that you have, or the one that has more traction today is payments.
Yeah.
Right. That you go to a restaurant, you scan the QR code, and you can pay your bill. You're working with money. How important quality it is?
Yeah, the payments are like, there are many tools that you can use nowadays. Like you're working with the payment partners that you don't need to care about the payments part.
Yeah, but in the restaurant, the people is like going to pay the bill. It's like a moment of tension, right? I'm going to do a transaction of money. If I'm using Greet and it doesn't work, I will get very frustrated, no?
Yeah, for sure. Like, I'm not saying that we're like making, how to say, we're not decreasing the quality, but maybe we're scoping some things out of the feature and releasing maybe a smaller scope and seeing what to do next after that. So, and with the payments, as you mentioned, you're pretty right that like the quality and how it works, you cannot have any discussions there. It should be like very smooth, very fast, and like there shouldn't be any errors. Because if the person will get a bad experience while he's paying this bill once in the restaurant, like he won't use the Greet anytime soon. So
you mentioned one thing, Dovydas, that you kind of made quite a few mistakes in terms of prioritization or what to build, and that's very nice statement, to acknowledge that, and for sure, not everyone does that. Respect for you. At the same time, I know that right now in the industry, you can see there are two sides. At least I see that, that one side is saying, hey, don't launch quickly, don't iterate fast, just choose one thing, think about it slowly, carefully, but do it perfectly. And there are some companies now who go for that. They're small, usually, instead of adding features, they sometimes remove features, they choose it, they try to have a very good quality and have it just one. And then there's the other side, which is more often seen in startup communities, like, to iterate fast, to fail fast, to do a lot of like, not necessarily mistakes, but learnings. Why do you choose this second part? Like, why to try, fail, experiment often fast instead of, saying, okay, like I will build, now you have 5 products, I will build just one, but it will be, like quality-wise the best one among the competition.
Yes, like it's about, as I mentioned, is about actually building things that people want. And it's like in the startups, why, like, I guess they're saying like this is because what you need to do on a daily basis, if you're like, especially in the beginning, you need to find the product market fit, and everything, like maybe it's a bit different after you find it, but like up until that moment when you need to find that fit, you don't know like what will be the actual product, because there are so many examples in the industry and in the products that they started with a completely different idea. And after some time, they saw that it's like the opportunities in a other angle, or maybe they have to pivot, and like you have to launch fast in a sense that you like work for something for some time, and after that you see that the opportunity maybe is in a different place. So that's why.
But none of you are from the restaurant industry before, right?
Yeah.
So,
but in a sense, because like we are the guests of the restaurant, so we saw this problem maybe from the as a guest in the restaurant.
That's I like how you put it. You are still part. You are part of the problem or solution before coming. But I've been working at restaurants. My family used to own restaurants. I've been working on the other side. It's a very difficult business. Very difficult. Have you ever go and try it yourself, like be there for a couple of days trying to see those pains, or it's more of like guest experience? Like, which one are you trying to solve, the restaurant or the guest?
Yeah, it's tricky because this product has to be good for the waiters, for the restaurant managers, owners, and for the guests. So like and in the beginning, there was a time when we were working as a waiters in the restaurant.
You actually work in the restaurant?
Wow.
Yeah, we worked as a waiters for a couple of days.
Did they pay you?
No.
How did I get this opportunity?
It's like we had to launch our product in that restaurant.
Yeah.
And it was very first days of that product. So we had to see how it looks from the waiter's perspective.
Wow.
This product. So we worked there, like, we got the insights that maybe the waiters not always they will say that. So yeah, it was really good. And also we were like watching the work in the kitchen, how everything works there. For that reason, we have some of the features that like staying us ahead of the competition, because like we really feel what's happening in the kitchen of the restaurant, and yeah, like we're constantly talking with the managers. So that's like.
So you took the user voice to the extreme. You actually want to be the voice.
Yeah, but like I wouldn't say that it's extreme, because like like we haven't been waiters before, so we have to feel like what it feels like, that you get an order, you see it in your phone, and like you need to serve the guests. And I remember when it was really hard to bring the coffee to the people's table because like I don't have any experience with that, but
yeah,
but like
it
was not about bringing the food, but about like feeling how you should get notification about new order and how everything should work. Like, is it helping? Is it getting worse or what? So,
David, did you get tips for your system?
Tips?
Through your
directly?
own system? Yes.
No. At that moment, we didn't have this functionality. So, yeah.
Okay.
So you're still hopeful.
Yeah.
I have I know more or less the story because you shared it with in one conference, but maybe you can tell us about your first customer. What was the moment where like you say, okay, boom, we landed the very first one?
Like for different products, it was different customers. So like,
but the very first customer of Greet.
Very first customer of the Greet was the for the Lithuania's šašlykinė prieš Laitą is like near Belmontas and uphill, like
Belmontas.
Atodanga, Pučkoro Atodanga. Pučkoro Atodanga, there was a šašlykinė, a place that we were doing. After some time, we were going to the restaurants in person in the evenings after work and trying to convince restaurant owners to get the QR menu solution. But it was no luck because like you cannot find managers at the evening first, and you were pitching for the barmaids or waiters, and they don't care. Like so after some time, we got this that you need to do cold calls, and after cold calling, first landed customer was šašlykinė prieš Laitą, and the manager of that place asked like, do you guys think that I really need this solution? Yes, for sure. You need this. Like, it was totally small place. Like you come there and just take your food and that's it. Actually, I'm not sure if they need this, but like we sold this for this customer, but apparently this place no longer exists.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Is it connected to the fact that they use your solution now, right? Like they work with your solution for quite a long time, no?
Like for some time, yeah. But like it's another pain of this industry is that like restaurants are closing, they're opening. So even though you're doing good job, but like the restaurant could churn just mainly because
it's a tough industry.
Bankrupt. Yeah,
it's a very tough industry.
But also it's good in a sense because like the customers are sticky. What I mean by that is that it's hard once you land the customer, onboard the customer, then it's hard for the competitor to get this customer because he gets to know you, he gets to work with you, and like they don't want to change. So it's good if you're first, and it's good.
Okay. And what was the first, let's say, aha client? You know, the one that you say, okay, you had the šašlykinė. Maybe it's not the customer that you say this is successful, but what was the first time that you say, we actually have a customer, and we know we're going to be successful after this?
It was also related to the QR menu solution. Like it was we got the meeting with one of the biggest chains in Lithuania, the owner of the biggest chain, and it was very important meeting for us. We knew that we have this meeting like in advance of 2 weeks. So we were preparing a lot for that meeting because like we had the QR menu solution, but we didn't have our dashboard for the admin. But we knew that during the meeting we have to show this. So thanks to Edvinas and Linas, they worked very hard to make this happen. And we had the admin dashboard just before the meeting. And me and Arnoldas, we were preparing for the meeting. We even prepared the handshake, I remember, with the owner of the chain. So it was also like a moment that a bit of strange because I remember the meeting that during the meeting owner like wasn't taking care about what we are offering there. Like he was answering his phone calls, so we were like, oh, like it's not going well. But after some time, after some discussions, it went good, and he signed for all the 50 restaurants to use this solution. And it was like, I would say, not in the terms of financially like biggest moment, I would say, but like we believed in ourselves that if we stay persistent, and this is the good moment for us to work on this, and if it's good, then maybe after some time we can convince him to move on to our payment solution, because we already knew that like we're going to move to this direction, but we knew that like it's hard to land the customers. First, you need to get a reputation. So that moment was I would say that the biggest one that we believed in ourselves.
In some industries, there is this difference when you target, let's say, small, medium enterprises versus large customers. Do you feel this is a problem in your case? Let's say, you have a lot of smaller restaurants, they have one needs, whereas larger ones having different ones. So, for example, in your day-to-day product, is that a problem? Do you have to approach this differently? Or basically, if it works for bigger restaurant, it will work for smaller as well?
Yeah, I would say in a sense, it was especially a problem in the beginning, because we knew that if you want to do good work here in Lithuania, first we have to land all the chains, and we have to pursue for them. So, but every chain has its own this list of requirements in order to land this customer. So it was really tough time, because we knew that maybe some of the things are not relevant for our strategy and for our vision. But we have to have this customer. We don't have any, in the beginning, we didn't have many customers. So we really need that chain. So we have to do those things. So it was a big problem, because some of those things are not relevant for the small restaurant. But we did this, and we're very happy that because in Lithuania we have all the biggest chains as our clients. So, and once we got the product for them, then it was way easier to tailor this for the smaller restaurants. So it was like this, but at the beginning, it was hard, because every chain has these different requirements, and you have to handle all those. And some of them, we were very happy when some of the requirements were merging between each other. So we were happy, but some of them were not. For example, we had to integrate their loyalty cards and so on. So with the systems that are very old and so on. So, yeah.
You answered to Mario that you work in the office. Why? You are a co-founder, you have an ability now to choose wherever you want to work from Canaria, I don't know, wherever you want. Live your life.
I think it's it's the fastest type of work, and it's the best way to keep the same context for whole team, when everybody is in the office. So we really believe in that, and it's the...
But a lot of people would argue, hey, but we can communicate over Slack, we'll leave a message. It works for NVIDIA, why it doesn't work for you?
Yeah, but a lot of things are happening in the kitchen, and while going for a lunch, and it's really important. And with the Slack, you can Slack to ask for something for a specific person, but you cannot build trust between each other, to build the spirit, and it's just everything just moves faster. So that's what we believe.
I want to change a little bit, and I want to talk about Lithuania specifically. How is Lithuania to start a startup? How did you feel about conditions in general in the country?
I saw somewhere that Lithuania's startup community grew by 7 times since 2018.
Mm-hmm.
So what I see by that is that the competition here is huge. It's good in a sense that
But competition on startups or on your specific industry?
In the specific industry, and what they see is that every industry has a lot of competition here in Lithuania. We were joking with some of the founders that they're thinking about even the Germany or other Western countries, that they have no competition there, but they have plenty of competition here in Lithuania. It's mainly because of the it's booming here, in especially in Vilnius. I even saw that more than 90% of the startups of Lithuanian startups are in Vilnius. So a lot of things are happening here in Vilnius. But other than that, it's pretty good, because founders are willing to help to other founders. There are more successful founders are willing to invest into smaller company founders. There are accelerators that are happening. For example, Plug and Play accelerator that got attracted by Startup Lithuania, I guess. They attracted this to Lithuania, and they're inviting Lithuanian startups to participate. So it's pretty good. We were also there. Also Lithuania is good in a sense that you can get to a relevant person just by one person that you know, because
it's a very small country.
Yeah, very small country. And if you need, let's say, one person that owns a restaurant, you can always find a friend who knows a friend that knows that person. So it's good in that sense. So yeah.
Okay. And then what about the government? Does it support you somehow during the beginning? Did you feel that
no, we didn't ask.
Institutions are helping?
Yeah. I saw that they are really helping, but we didn't ask any help. But there are plenty of programs. You can get funding. I heard that there were like some programs that you can apply. So there are a lot of things that are happening, and I see that government is putting attention to this. So it's very good.
Mm-hmm. And when it comes down to a bit more technical, like paying taxes and so on, do you think that there is enough benefits for the startup communities or no?
What do you mean?
Like, I don't know, tax benefits of for starting a company. There is a lot of programs that could happen for companies, right? This is something that you feel that it's is good in Lithuania. It's also important for those that are starting, right? To know that.
So, for example, profit tax is lower than most other EU countries.
We didn't even consider that. Like, we established everything in Lithuania, and I even don't know how it's in other countries, to be honest.
So you just go for it. And,
yeah.
So you mentioned now that we were talking that competition is very high. Like, how high it is in your market?
I can even tell you a secret that even Bolt tried to hire our people.
Okay,
so it's that high. Yeah.
Okay. It's very tough. How do you survive in this environment?
Mainly by finding ways how to stay ahead of the competition. Or what I mean by that is that if you put like similar products on the table, you will tell that, okay, there are competitors that you can do the same. Like you can also pay your table's bill with the QR code. Like, what's your difference? Like, what you're doing different? Like, why are you better? So everything is in small details. And as an example, we found a way how to other competitors are paying money, like sending money to the restaurants once in a week. And we found a way how to send them like once every day. So, and once you pitch this to the restaurant, it's really important for them.
Might be a game changer, yes.
Yeah, like
especially for the small ones.
Yeah. So also we have important feature is like that you can automatic invoices. So just like few examples that are like keeping us ahead, and you have to always find those competitive advantages. So
you're basically focusing on building a better product.
Yeah. So that's the way how to compete. And like also when you're small, I would say that what I learned is that you don't need to pretend that you're big. What I mean by that is that I know that some of the founders, like when they're establishing a company, they're trying like to create fake customer support like departments and so on. Like, but especially maybe in our industry, restaurant owners they're happy that they can get an attention from the co-founders of the product, and they know that we really care about the product and we really care about how we help them, and it's our competitive advantage in a way. Let's say like when other bigger companies are trying to do the same, but like you can in our case you can call directly to us whenever you need, but like in a bigger company's case, like you can contact AI robot that will like tell you nothing, and maybe after some days you will get a contact from a real person. So when you're a startup, when you're small, use this as an advantage. So yeah.
Dovydas, would you coming back to the product development and how you do it, would you be open to share how does your team look? Like the one which basically builds the product specifically, not marketing side, not sales, but
yeah, it's pretty similar. Front end, back end, and me as a product, and then we have a designer. So
one of each.
Sorry?
One of each. One product, one front end, one back end, one designer.
Yeah.
Now imagine, some large company comes, says, hey, Dovydas, like, here's an investment. You can put it into your product development team. What would be your next 5 hires?
Like, it's really a tough question. I think we would put more force on the developers. And I would say on the developers, because there are a lot of things that we want to do. And now we're we need more manpower. But I know that not always if you'll get more manpower, you will start to move faster. But I think in a sense it's also how do you plan things? But it's also another thing is that really hard to plan in a startup. We don't do more planning than 3 months. Usually we plan our sprints for no more than 1 week. And there are also times when we are developing things and making designs at the same day. So
look, you said you would basically hire extra 5 devs. I fully understand that it's, if you actually got this, you would think differently, but that's your current thinking process. You would have 7 devs, UX, yourself, right? And now I imagine looking at, people who are QAs, data analysts, business analysts who do the requirements. Where are they? Why don't you need them?
I would do the QA with the designer by ourselves.
Why?
Mainly just to save the resources, because for sure they are needed. But in our case, I would save the resources and just we'll try to handle everything by ourselves. And maybe we'll ask other people in the team the help to test new features. But we wouldn't allow ourselves to at this moment to hire these people.
Data analysis yourself?
We don't even have the infra for that now. So we were just doing simple queries and we can handle it by ourselves now.
Also, I imagine now some companies saying, oh, so you're not data driven. How come? Is it possible to be successful?
You just need to ask right questions to the for the people in the team, and and everybody will help you to answer those questions and will extract what you need. So that's it.
But what about the content? You don't have someone writing the content for the product?
ChatGPT?
We are doing this with the designer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's good that we have designer in the team that she's very good in the content. So also it's you always have to try to find the people that have multiple hats at the same time. So in our case, our designer has a bachelor in Lithuanian language, so it's good to write Lithuanian.
Is it hard to hire for a startup?
Yeah, it's one of the challenges. I wouldn't say that we didn't succeed. We have brilliant people in our team, but it's not easy to find them, because now what we managed to attract to our team is our friends of the friends. And because if you put your job ad to, let's say, LinkedIn, it's not easy to attract the people that you really want in your team, because you're small, you cannot all afford yourself those things that other big companies can afford. And you really need to find the people that believe in your vision, that has the same passion and really believes and thinks that it can be something big.
But what you mean by benefits of the big companies, you're talking about, I don't know, the coffee, the food?
We have coffee machine.
But what I'm asking is is those type of benefits or you're talking about it's hard to compete on salaries?
Yeah, it's hard to compete on salaries.
It's hard to compete on salaries. Why do you think it is so hard or so different for you compared to a large company?
Because we are small and we don't have those resources yet. So and you always try to find the ways how to do or maintain same quality with way less resources that other companies have. Mm-hmm. So yeah, you don't want to even though you would have, let's say, resources, but you always try to find something cheaper, or maybe to have more with less and so on. So
okay. So we are almost out of time already. Time flies. I just look at the clock and I was you have some more questions?
I have one question.
Okay, let's go for it.
Coming for the end, actually. like, I'm not sure what about you guys, but I have like a lot of, I would say, friends, or even when doing job interviews or talking to colleagues, I would say there's like maybe 1/3 or 1/4 of people who maybe, say, I want to do a startup. Eventually, I want to be a founder, an owner. And like, I don't know, since I've been hearing this for many, many years, I know like that over 90% of them will not do that because they will not even take the first step.
Yeah.
And I wondered already, what's so different about you? Like, why did you do this first step? And is there anything you would wish to those people who are saying that, well, I would want to be an owner? What should we, like, what's the missing piece in them? What we should do differently?
I think the one thing is that you don't need to think of that, you don't need to wait for that magic idea. Like, that has no competition. It's pretty like big, like everything is just fine. But you just have to start with something small. Try to launch it, as I mentioned, really fast. Then to get the first customers. Then to get the feedback from those customers, and then iterate. And if it's hard to take this first step, like, why you cannot do this on weekends? Like, if you cannot sacrifice your weekends, so like nobody will help you. But if you like really believe in that, I think it shouldn't be a problem. So and once you will get some traction, it will be way easier for you to take this brave step and to move on fully.
Nice, very inspiring.
Yeah, thank you. I think we should start wrapping up. I actually have the same question, like what's the advice, but I think it's great to see it. I have learned quite a lot today. I know half of the co-founders of Greet, work with both of two of them for quite a long time. I have to say they are brilliant people, and I wish you really the best moving forward. Before we started the podcast, I now remember when you told that you are leaving where I was in the airport going to Canarias. Tomorrow I'm going again to Canarias, so I kind of have like a flashback, but it was indeed very, very good to talk. Thank you very much for sharing. And yeah, for everyone else, thank you, and see you next time.